Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Monday, the 25th of January. In Genesis chapter 26, the story moves on. Abraham has passed away and been buried, and the focus is now on Isaac. There's a famine in the land, and so he goes down to the land of the Philistines and stays with the king of Gerar. And while there, the Lord appears to him and says, "Don't go down to Egypt. Live in the land where I tell you to live. Stay in this land for a while, and I will be with you and bless you." And he promises him numerous descendants, and he promises his descendants the land that they are on, and he promises that all people will be blessed through his descendants, basically reaffirming the covenant he made with Abraham. And then in verse 7 we read, "When the men of that place asked him about his wife, he said, 'She's my sister.' Because he was afraid to say, 'She is my wife,' he thought, 'The men of this place might kill me on account of Rebekah, because she's beautiful.'" And so here is somebody that has had God appear to him and has had God speak to him and give him these mighty promises. Here is a person that has had that kind of close contact with God, and yet in a situation of fear, he makes some kind of all too human daft plan to try and protect himself. It plays out okay because the king sees him caressing Rebekah and says, "She's your wife," and nothing comes of it. But I'm struck by the fact that he didn't trust God in this. He didn't say, "God's given me these mighty promises, therefore I'm not sure about the people of this place, but God will protect me. That's fine. I'm in safe hands." Instead, he makes his own little sorry, sordid plan. And for me, that just says, it highlights his imperfection, his feet of clay, and makes him just the same as me. And I'm struck as you read through Scripture how God time and time again works with people despite their imperfections, which is the only kind of people he can work with because we're all imperfect. And that doesn't stop God. And he doesn't hold back and wait till you're perfect before he can use you. And as I was reading through chapter 26, he doesn't come down and berate Isaac for not trusting him. And so God works with people like Isaac that are good on the one hand and yet so flawed and wrong in other areas, which encourages me that God can therefore work with somebody like me as well, because I dare say I know that I have a lot of weaknesses, and there are no doubt blind spots where I can't even see what the problems are, and yet God can work with us. And that is a great encouragement. And at the same time, it's a challenge to have our faith play out in all areas of our life, and in every area as we go through life, to say, how might God be speaking into this area of my life? As I go and do this, or enter this relationship, or take on this job, or go to this place, what might be the best way of expressing and living out and giving expression to my Christian faith? And so as you go through this week, be encouraged that God, if he can work with Isaac and people like me, he can work with every single one of us. Great encouragement. And we just pray, God, work through us and guide us in your ways, that we will, in all areas of life, live for you and give you the glory. Know that, work toward it, even though we don't get it right, and know that we are blessed.